Hello there and welcome from me, Rukidi Kiijjanangoma, to UBC TV News tonight, this Wednesday, the 7th day of January 2026. First though, let's have a look at what's making headlines at this hour. Tonight, EC releases voters register as candidates race against time to verify details. Museveni opposition candidates intensify campaigns ahead of 2026 elections. Electoral Commission yet to comment as Nakawa West election petition sparks controversy. And Minister for Energy Nakawa assesses ECOP project works in Tanga. Hello there and welcome once again. We are coming to you live online and on air from Broadcasting House here on Nell Avenue. Now, the Electoral Commission has commenced the issuance of the updated physical voters register to all presidential candidates as mandated by law within 14 days before polling day. The National Resistance Movement and the National Unity Platform have been the first political parties to collect the register, which comprises approximately 1 million pages. Take a watch.
As stipulated in the Presidential Elections Act, the Electoral Commission is required to provide the final updated physical copy of the voters' register to all presidential candidates within 14 days before polling day.
We are also going to hand over a soft copy of this same register. We are also going to hand over a copy of the parking list, such that the political parties that are going to receive this National Voters Register will take their time to verify and be sure that they have taken a full register of 50,739 polling stations.
This one is hard copy, soft copy, and a parking list. It's 3 in 1.
The Commission has begun issuing the register 80 days to polling day and has defended the perceived delay.
Our progress in terms of deploying our agents and people that man election. Why? Because we couldn't deploy them minus confirming the actual and official areas where to designate them.
So the law says that at nomination, you give presidential candidates a soft copy that is not the final version. So all that while from that time up to when these were printed, a thorough process of cleaning up has been happening. And now what the Commission has given out to the presidential candidates today is what is the final version of the National Voters Register.
The National Resistance Movement, represented by its Secretary General, Richard Todrong, has been the first to receive the voluminous document containing voters' particulars.
And we have cross-checked the numbers, the pages, how the names are written, and how the photos appeared. And we shall continue doing more deeper verification, polling station by polling station. But we can ascertain that what we are being handed over is authentic.
The National Unity Platform has also collected the voters' register and decided to verify key issues at the Commission before taking the big volume document to their offices.
Task ahead of the NUP team is that you have to verify this register page by page to ascertain that all the polling stations we have in the country, 50,739 registers, have been received.
Verify polling station by polling station as per the district, sub-county, constituency, and the district as well. Our major task now is to verify and count each polling station.
Meanwhile, the Commission says that despite the removal and addition of names during the verification process, the total number of registered voters remains unchanged at 21.6 million. as communicated last year.
We have been working towards cleaning the national voters register. The number of voters that were informed to the nation, communicated to the nation, as 21.6 million plus is the number of the registered voters that are going to vote in this general election.
The Commission has dismissed allegations of irregularities in the voters' register.
The duplicates and the double entries and registration of us of voters, but every time we've been complaining, one genuine response could come to only rectify or explain one voter. That means there's numerous registrations or voters that are registered in different polling stations, but no response has been given.
I have no evidence of that. I would like you to bring that evidence and we cross-check it, because that is your word against what we have. Our record does not have that.
Presidential candidates and political parties have 8 days to scrutinize the voters' register. However, questions remain as to whether the Commission will have sufficient time to address key issues that may be raised by key stakeholders. Abdul Nasser Luwama for UBC.
1 million pages to be perused. That's a lot of work. Now, the National Resistance Movement presidential candidate, Museveni, says that anyone who advocates for violence in Uganda should be considered an enemy of the state. During his campaign in Makindye division of Kampala, Museveni highlighted his 7 key contributions to Uganda, such as the increased tarmac roads, health facilities, schools and job opportunities, which are all possible due to the peace and stability he has established.
The Buziga Islamic School playground in Makindye division of Kampala was filled to capacity with the supporters of the National Resistance Movement as the presidential flag bearer Yoweri Museveni campaigned before continuing to Nakawa division. The First Lady Janet Kataha Museveni praised the residents of Makindye for turning out to support the NRM party, urging them to do the same level of support on the voting day, January 15th.
Therefore, on the 15th of January, please remember, all of you have the responsibility to vote and make sure all your neighbors, all the elderly people, all the pregnant ladies, everybody will go out to vote and vote for NRM, vote for President Museveni and all the NRM flag bearers.
Museveni, whose campaigns focused mainly on wealth and job creation, outlined sectors such as commercial agriculture, factories, services and artisans as the way to go, saying that anyone who advocates for violence in Uganda should be considered an enemy of the people.
But this needs peace. So when you hear people talking of violence, you know that they are your enemies.
They are enemies of wealth. They are enemies of jobs. They are enemies of development, like the roads and so on. Like the roads. Because the roads need money. And the money comes from wealth.
He says there is no any other way to eradicate poverty unless one gets involved in income-generating activities, urging the Makindye residents to practice peri-urban agriculture or offer services.
If you pass here, the expressway, You go to the northern bypass.
Ago get Twitter bypass.
You go to the streets inside here, like the one inside here. There are very many new roads inside.
Boita mno mu Makindye na wano wetuli amakubo mangi nnyo agazimbidwa agali mu chorus.
But long ago, NRM pointed out that people don't sleep on the tarmac road.
Museveni pledged funds for ghetto youth and to increase PDM funds.
So you organize mutegeke enkiko abana bano baje mubayite baje babategeze kizibu kiri wano.
Tomorrow on Thursday, Museveni will campaign in Kole and Lira City. Philip Aguta and Gloria Gwitabinji for UBC News in Makindye.
Meanwhile, the NRM presidential candidate Yoweri Museveni also campaigned today in Nakawa division, where he talked about people desisting from voting the opposition because they have not brought development to their areas. Take a watch.
The protection of the Gains crusade has finally reached Nakawa division as President Museveni campaigned in the area on Wednesday evening. Supporters gathered in their hundreds at Makerere University Business School grounds for the Wednesday rally. The evening crusade was attended by a section of party and government dignitaries led by the first National Vice Chairperson Alhaji Moses Chigongo and the second National Vice Chairperson Anita Ntamong.
The express highways twazirabanga mu filimu kati ziri mu Kampala. You first tell the leader of opposition to bring his children to demonstrate first. Tell him Kyagulanyi to bring his children first. We are for peace in Uganda. We are not for instability anymore.
The Nakawa rally is preparing the grounds for the 15th January polls.
Kukakasa omulundi guno NRM Nakawa ekomyewo. Tubadde bamulekwa okumala emyaka 10. N'omulundi guno ensonga zaffe zonna zaateredde.
Throughout the entire week, President Museveni has been supported by the First Lady to advance the party manifesto.
What I always remind us all is just that attending the rally is not enough. We must know that we all have a duty to remember that your vote is important. It is your personal brick that you put on the building of Uganda.
Kampala is the heart of Uganda, and therefore capturing it politically gives an upper hand to the ruling party.
And Uganda is not a country for trial. If you cannot manage a smaller party, where an Anita can even sneak a candidate in your party, and you think you can manage this country, if I can plant somebody in your house.
However, the First Lady's address targeted the Ugandan young population.
My prayer in this season is that our youth must be a blessing to our country, by this time resisting bad and evil plans of the enemy of doing anything that fights the peace that NRM shed blood for.
Giving an example of industrialization taking shape in different parts of Uganda, Museveni finds the opposition cheap talk about his government notwithstanding.
So somebody with those factories, with all this wealth, then you say NRM has done nothing. I'm very sorry for you. The end is waiting for you.
Like it has been the case in the previous rallies, the Nakawa address was interrupted with dissenting voices about government projects.
Ebirimu abantu babalubi b'omusono ate nga tebafuna ssente za PDM bafiirwa ebintu byabwe nakakati bali mu kukaaba.
Kubanga mulina okutereeza ekigambo, we must sort out the issue of PDM.
To avert these cries, President Museveni says that voting out opposition in Nakawa is the solution.
But the people of Nakawa and Kampala Central and Kampala in general, nabo balina omusango. Namwe wano mulina omusango. Musango gutya?
Omusango gwe guluwa?
Kubanga Bwegwanga mulino obuyinza bwekwerondera bannampala abo bonna mwalonda ba opposition. Now I send the money, it is stolen. Ombaka wa Nakawa mugenda kunsindikirani analondora ani Rukidi Kiijjanangoma.
This rally poses the Kampala campaign trail until Tuesday, 13th January 2026. Robert Nyango, UBC News.
We'll remain in Nakawa momentarily, where the NRM leaders in Nakawa Division, Kampala City, have expressed confidence of victory for the ruling party ahead of the January 15th, 2026 general polls. Now, they attribute this optimism to government-led developments, including improved infrastructure and livelihood. A senior presidential advisor on Kampala affairs, Hajat Sarah Kanyike, who is a former opposition supporter, says voting trends in Kampala are actually shifting and going toward the NRM. Henry Okrut reports.
The last time NRM won a parliamentary seat in Nakawa was in 2011. Former MP Frederick Ruhindi lost to FDC's Michael Kabaziguruka in 2016 before the constituency was split in 2021 and dominated by NUP. Today, NRM leaders say the political tide is turning, raising hopes of a comeback in Kampala.
Kampala is an area which has got very many criticisms. They criticize him a lot, but instead he teaches them.
As people of Kampala, there is a lot which the NRM government has done for us. So it is time now for us to pay back to President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. It is time for us to protect our gains because there is a lot we've attained.
Kanyike says her support for NRM is driven by the need for development, a view echoed by other party leaders.
The reason why I left opposition, I'm a service delivery person. And in opposition, you oppose whether something is good, whether something is bad, it is a matter of opposing, and that is not me.